They doubted you. They mocked your dreams. They said you weren't good enough. But you didn't argue. You didn't explain. You didn't waste your breath on people who don't want to see you win. Instead, you stayed quiet. You got to work. And now, they're about to see exactly what silence can do. Silence is not weakness. It is not submission. It is not fear. Silence is power. Because while they waste their energy talking, you are sharpening your mind, building your strength, and preparing to strike when the time is right. Life will challenge you. It will throw obstacles in your path, surround you with doubters, and test your will to keep going. And every time you fall, the world will be watching, waiting to see if you'll break, if you'll beg for approval, if you'll explain yourself. But let me tell you something. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You don't owe them your pain, your struggle, or your tears. You owe yourself victory. And victory doesn't come from talking. It comes from moving in silence, from grinding in the shadows, from turning every moment of doubt into fuel for your rise. No one is going to believe in you until you prove them wrong. No one is going to clap for you when you start. They will laugh. They will gossip. They will call you crazy. And that is exactly why you must embrace the silence. Silence forces you to trust yourself. It forces you to rely on your vision when no one else sees it. It forces you to build an unshakable mindset that cannot be broken by opinions, rejection, or failure. Because when you believe in yourself, truly believe, no amount of noise can shake your foundation. Struggle is the ultimate test. It will expose the weak, and it will forge the strong. When you hit rock bottom, when everything falls apart, when the people you trusted the most turn their backs on you, that is when your silence becomes your greatest weapon. Do not beg. Do not plead. Do not waste your time proving yourself to people who have already made up their minds. Instead, put your head down and work. Let your results speak for you. Let your success be your response. Let your rise be your revenge. Look at the greatest achievers in history. They weren't out here announcing every move, begging for approval, or explaining their dreams. They worked in silence, sacrificed in silence, and built their legacy in silence. And when they finally emerged, the world had no choice but to respect them. Powerful people do not waste their breath. They do not argue with fools. They do not seek validation from the weak. They understand that true power comes from control. Control over your emotions, control over your focus, and control over your response to adversity. When you're doubted, stay silent and work. When you're underestimated, stay silent and grind. When they say you can't do it, stay silent and show them. Because one day, the silence will break. One day, the world will wake up and see the unstoppable force that was being built in the shadows. And when that day comes, the same people who doubted you will have no choice but to acknowledge your greatness.